Alright, this top part should have been review. I'll breeze over it. Points that lie on the same line, collinear. Two angles whose sum is 180, supplementary. The intersection of two distinct intersecting lines, we call that a point. I could also call it a vertex. 4, a pair of adjacent angles whose non-common sides are opposite rays. Of course, that's just a linear pair. Number 5, I'll leave for you guys. And let's check on my objectives. This is stuff we have to know. We have to be able to identify parallel, perpendicular, and skew lines. Parallel and perpendicular, I think most of you guys know. Skew might be new to some of you guys. We also have to be able to identify angles formed by two lines and a transversal. And I'll talk about what a transversal is on the backside. Vocab, parallel lines. Again, most of us know what parallel means. If I'm going too fast for you, just pause it, write it down. The symbol for parallels is it's like an 11. It's like two up and down lines. That means parallel. Parallel lines are coplanar and they do not intersect. Perpendicular. This is what perpendicular is. It's like an upside down capital T. That means perpendicular. It means I have lines that intersect at 90-degree angles. Skew lines. Important part of the definition. They are not coplanar. They are not on the same plane. So skew lines are not coplanar. They are not parallel, and they do not intersect. And parallel planes are just planes that do not intersect. 4 words. Know what those mean, please. So down below, I've got an example of what all of these things are. If I can fit it all on the picture, that's going to fit pretty good. It just asks me to name, using the correct symbols, name 2 pairs of parallel segments. So I have BE. BE is right there. And FJ goes along the bottom. Those are both in the same plane. They do not touch. Those are parallel segments. CD, right here along the back. And BE along the front. Again, parallel. They lie in the same plane and they do not touch. Next one asks me for a pair of skew segments. That's what I came up with. You can come up with your own. But segment CD is right here along the back, and BF goes up right here in the front. Notice they're never going to touch, but they do not lie in the same plane. Next one, 2 pairs of perpendicular segments. Again, that's how I say perpendicular. It means that they're going to intersect at right angles. So I have BE and BF. Well, here's BE along the front, and here's BF. They do make a right angle. And then I have BC. BC goes right here along the side, and CG goes right there. They intersect at 90-degree angles. 2 pairs of parallel planes. Again, I use 3 letters to name planes. I have plane CDE. CDE is the top plane. And then plane GHJ. GH, that's the bottom plane. So plane CDE is parallel to plane GHJ. That's one pair. Another pair I could have done was plane JFB. JFB, the one in the front, and plane HGC, the one in the back. So my front plane is parallel to my back plane. Some examples to talk about. It says classroom, but you should be doing this at home. Look around your living room bedroom. Identify a pair of parallel lines. Sometimes look at your door frame. The top part and the bottom part, and the left-hand side and the right-hand side are going to be parallel. Perpendicular lines, you can look at the tile, either in your house, in your bathroom, on the floor. Those are all examples of parallel lines. And skew lines, a shelf. Again, I'll demo that in class. If you're not understanding exactly what it means to be skew, I'll demo it in class. Parallel planes, floor and ceiling. Parallel. Okay, backside. New stuff. Vocab, very important. Not going away. A transversal. Where are we? Where are we? There we are. A transversal. It is a line that intersects 2 coplanar lines at 2 different points. In my picture that I want to have off to the right, transversal T forms 8 angles with lines R and S. So let me bring down my picture again. So here's my transversal T. My transversal is line T. It is the line that crosses two other lines at two different points. So there's line R, there's line S, and here's line T. Line T is the line that intersects both line R and line S. And notice it makes 8 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Corresponding angles. They lie on the same side of the transversal T and on the same sides of line R and S. So for example, another way to think about it, they're at the same place at two different intersections. That's one way I've heard it explained. You're looking for two angles that are at the same place at two different intersections. For example, in this picture, if I look at angle 1 and angle 5, look at this picture. Where's angle 1? In the top left. It's above angle R. It's above line R to the left of transversal T. Now look at angle 5. It's kind of in the same place as angle 1. It's above line S to the left of line T. So angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. Angle 2 and angle 6, angle 3 and angle 7, angle 4 and angle 8 are also corresponding angles. Alternate interior angles. They are non-adjacent angles that lie on the opposite side of the transversal T between lines R and S. They are non-adjacent, opposite sides, alternate interior angles. So they are on the interior of lines R and S. So they are between R and S on opposite sides of transversal T. So here's R and here's S, here's the interior. So for example, angle 4 and angle 5, those are alternate interior angles. They are on opposite sides of my transversal. They are on the interior of R and S, and they are non-adjacent. Again, confusion we can clear up next time. This is just an introduction. Alternate exterior angles lie on opposite sides of the transversal T and outside lines R and S. So for example, angles 2 and angle 7, they are alternate exterior angles. They are on opposite sides of the transversal, and they are on the outside of lines R and S. So angle 1 and angle 8 are also alternate exterior angles. The last set, same side interior, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. They lie on the same side of the transversal T between lines R and S. So for example, angles 4 and angle 6. They are on the same side of transversal T, and they are on the interior, on the inside of lines R and S. The same thing with angle 3 and angle 5. Those are examples of same side interior angles. Okay, down below, pause it right now. Do me a favor, pause and try to think about what you think these next answers would be before I just give them to you. Because if you can do it on your own, all by yourself, you'll be understanding this stuff a lot more as opposed to just writing down what I'm writing down. So let's do some examples. First one says, corresponding angles. Let me just pick this up. Corresponding angles. And again, if I'm going too fast, pause it. You can always copy it down as I'm going. It says, give examples of the following corresponding angles. Angle 5 and angle 7, again, they're at the same place. There's angle 5. It's in the bottom left-hand corner. Where's angle 7? Bottom left-hand corner. Angle 5 and angle 7 are at the same place at two different intersections. Those are called corresponding angles. Angle 1 and angle 3, angle 2 and angle 4, angle 6 and angle 8. Corresponding angles. Alternate interior angles. So these are going to be on opposite sides of the transversal, on opposite sides of the lines that cross. They're going to be inside the two lines that are crossed by the transversal, and they're going to be non-adjacent. So angle 2 and angle 7. They're on opposite sides of the transversal, non-adjacent, and they're in between these two lines. So of course I also have angle 6 and angle 3. Alternate exterior angles. These are on the outside. They are on opposite sides of the transversal, and they are on the outside of the two lines. So I have angle 5 and angle 4, and I have angle 1 and angle 8. Same side interior. They are on the same side of the transversal, in between, interior, between the two lines. So I have angle 2 and angle 3, and I have angle 6 and angle 7. Alright, next part. Helpful hint. To determine which line is the transversal for a given angle pair, locate the line that connects the vertices. So if I'm giving you two angles and you want to know what the transversal is, just look at the line that goes through both of the vertices. Example. Angle 1 and angle 5. If I go find angle 1 and angle 5, I'll do this first one for you. Just follow along, and then after I do this first one, try doing the next 3 on your own, and then check your answers. So let's go to angle 1 and angle 5 in the picture. There's angle 1, and there's angle 5. What is the line that connects both of the vertices? Again, I think you'll see that it's angle N. So that's what I got. My transversal is angle N. Now, what kind of angles are they? Angle 1 and angle 5. They are on opposite sides of my transversal. They're on opposite sides of N. One's on this side, 5's on this side. And they are both in between lines L and M. So those are alternate interior angles. Again, now's a good time to pause it, check yourself, try doing the next 4, and then check your answers against mine. Next one, angle 3 and angle 6. So here's angle 3, there's angle 6. The line that goes through both is line M. So now that I've got it there, what kind of angles are they? Angle 3 is right there. Angle 3 is to the bottom left of the intersection. Angle 6 is to the bottom left of the intersection. Those are corresponding angles. They're in the same place at two different intersections. Angle 1 and angle 4, there is angle 1, here is angle 4. What line goes through both of those vertices? It's line L. So now if angle 1 is right there, angle 4 is right here, and line L is my transversal. Notice 1 and 4 are on opposite sides of the transversal, and they're on the outside of lines M and N. So we call those alternate exterior angles. And my last set, angle 2 and angle 5. Again, go back, there's angle 2, there's angle 5. The line that goes through both is line N. Angle 2 is right here, angle 5 is right there. They're on the same side of my transversal N, and they're on the interior of lines L and M. Same side, interior angles. That's all I got. Don't worry about this guided practice at the bottom. Please have this complete next time I see you.